Welcome back to Superbly Said, Advanced English Vocabulary and Phrases.
Today we're digging into a fantastic collection of phrases from a SpeakDuo lesson. Young Sheldon tries to guess 80s items, Steve Harvey.
It's great material. And if you're an advanced learner who wants to practice, build that confidence, you should visit SpeakDuo.com.
For sure, you can meet new people and practice on video calls. It's a great way to improve.
Okay, let's jump right in. We'll start with the language of competition, specifically the phrasal verb, to clean up.
Right, this is what you need when you're talking about a major, just overwhelming success.
Exactly. And the weakness we often see from learners is they'll substitute this with something simpler, like to win big.
Which is, it's not wrong, but it just lacks the scale that to clean up implies, doesn't it?
It really does. To win big is a large success, but to clean up, that suggests total domination.
A sweeping victory. You left nothing for anyone else.
So the suggestion is to save to clean up for those moments, when the success just completely exceeds all expectations.
Like in the entertainment industry, you might say.
The movie cleaned up at the Oscars, successfully winning 5 different major awards.
Yeah, that phrase immediately tells you it was a near total sweep, a rout.
You could use it for sports, too. If someone asks, did your favorite team clean up this season?
You could say, yes, they cleaned up and won every single game. That word choice just highlights the sheer scope of it all.
Building on that, let's talk about how you achieve that kind of victory. A crucial verb for success in competitive fields is to beat out.
Oh, this is a good one. I often hear learners just use defeated.
Exactly. They might say, she defeated the competition, but you lose so much context.
Right. The weakness there is that to defeat can be one-on-one. To beat out specifically implies you overcame a whole crowd of candidates.
It emphasizes how tough the selection process was, the struggle against a packed field.
So the action here is to use to beat out for those high-stakes situations. Job interviews, university applications, that sort of thing.
It's perfect for that. It's all about the intensity of the selection. You could say,
She beat out hundreds of qualified applicants to finally get the executive position at the large company.
yes. That one sentence gives the listener so much context about her and the difficulty of getting that job.
And for a different context, an IELTS question maybe. Have you ever beat out others for a prize?
You could answer, yes, I once beat out my classmates in a spelling bee. It just perfectly frames that competitive environment.
Okay, that transitions us really nicely from competition into personal finance. Let's talk about the phrasal verb to splurge on.
We can make money discussions so much more vivid with this one.
For sure. The alternative, to buy something expensive, is just so neutral.
That's the weakness. It's flat. It completely fails to capture the emotional part of the decision.
Right. To splurge on implies it's extravagant, a treat, something luxurious you do for yourself.
It's discretionary spending. You didn't have to buy it.
So the goal is to use to splurge on to signal that personal enjoyment. It highlights the speaker's intention. It was a choice for delight.
And that intention is so key, because even if the item is for work, splurge elevates it.
How do you mean?
Well, you might hear, I decided to splurge on a new high-specification laptop for my demanding work.
I see. So by using splurge, they're not just buying a tool, they're implying it was a luxury, maybe a model above what was strictly needed.
It gives the purchase a sense of occasion. Like if you were asked, what is something you like to splurge on?
A great answer would be, I usually splurge on good food and expensive coffee.
Exactly. It says so much more about your personality and what you value.
Speaking of value, let's shift to unexpected outcomes with the phrasal verb to wind up.
Ah, a very useful one. Most learners tend to default to end up.
And again, it's not wrong, but to end up is very neutral. It lacks a certain feeling.
That's the weakness. To wind up often carries this stronger sense that the outcome was a bit passive or unexpected, sometimes even undesirable.
Right. It implies a chain of events that led you somewhere you didn't necessarily plan to go.
So our suggestion is to use to wind up when the final situation is a consequence, especially if there's that little element of surprise.
It's often used in advice or warnings for that reason, isn't it?
Absolutely. You could warn a student, if you don't commit seriously to studying, you might wind up failing the crucial final exam.
The failure is presented as the surprising, negative result of their inaction.
And it works for tracing back unplanned conclusions too. Like if your dinner plans fall through.
Someone asks, "Where did you wind up going for dinner?"
And you say, we wound up at a small Italian restaurant nearby. It shows the process was fluid, not meticulously planned out.
That idea of process leads well into our next phrasal verb, to go through, which is for describing hardship.
Yes, to accurately talk about difficult periods, this is the one you need.
The general verb to experience just doesn't carry the same weight.
That's the weakness right there. You can experience a flash of pain. It's momentary.
But to go through emphasizes enduring something, suffering through a challenging period of time. It suggests persistence.
So we suggest using to go through when you're focusing on the resilience needed to get through a struggle.
It's essential for talking about extended challenges, personal or professional.
Right. It's particularly effective for stressful transitions. You could say about a colleague, he is currently going through a lot of intense personal stress at his demanding new job.
And that phrase signals a sustained, ongoing difficulty. It's not a one-day thing.
It also implies the kind of support they might need.
Totally. If you're asked, how do you help a friend going through a hard time? A good response is,
I listen to them and support them when they are going through it. The phrase itself just conveys so much empathy.
okay, let's move to something a bit lighter. A short, restorative vacation. The noun for this is getaway.
Such a great word, because just saying holiday or vacation is way too broad.
That's the weakness. Those words could mean a 2-month backpacking trip.
Right. A getaway is specific. It refers to a short, relaxing trip taken to escape daily life, usually just for a weekend. The focus is on restoration.
So the core idea is that short duration and the purpose of escaping the routine.
It immediately sets the expectation of something brief and tranquil. For instance, when planning a break.
We are planning a romantic weekend getaway to a quiet cabin in the mountains. That's a classic example.
Exactly. So if you're describing an ideal short break, this noun shows real precision.
Like in a speaking test, where would be your ideal destination for a relaxing weekend getaway?
A perfect answer could be, my perfect getaway would be a small beach house where I can just listen to the ocean. It just fits perfectly.
Connects to our next phrase. To emphasize creation from the absolute start, we use the idiom from scratch.
Yes. People often just say something like, she made the pie completely.
But that phrasing is a bit ambiguous. Did she use a pre-made crust? The weakness is that lack of precision.
From scratch solves that completely. It means you started from the very beginning with only raw ingredients or materials.
No pre-prepared anything.
So the suggestion is to use from scratch when you want to signal maximum effort and originality. It shows a dedication to the whole process.
And it applies to so much more than cooking, right?
Oh, for sure. Coding, building furniture, starting a business.
But cooking gives us the clearest examples. Instead of buying a frozen meal, she decided to bake a delicious apple pie entirely from scratch.
Definitely. If asked, what is a specific dish you would love to learn to make from scratch?
A fantastic answer is, I would really love to learn how to make pasta from scratch because fresh pasta tastes so much better. It just communicates high standards.
And finally, let's look at describing a person's mood. When someone is easily irritated, the adjective is touchy.
Ah, yes. The common alternative here is sensitive.
But the weakness in using sensitive is that it usually implies a general personality trait, maybe even empathy.
Whereas touchy is more specific. It's about an immediate readiness to be upset by small things. It's often a temporary state. Irritability.
So the usage should be focused on that temporary mood. Someone who is easily offended right now.
It's not necessarily a character flaw.
Exactly. And it's best used as a practical warning, especially at work.
For sure. Like, you need to be very careful with your jokes because the boss is feeling a bit touchy today.
It's a very clear signal to be cautious.
And understanding that difference helps you respond appropriately. If asked, how do you react when a colleague is acting very touchy?
You might say, I usually try to give them some space and wait until they are in a better mood. It's about managing a temporary situation.
Okay, I think it's time to test everyone's recall with a quick challenge.
Yes, we'll give you a scenario and 3 options. Just focus on the specific meaning of the phrase we've discussed.
Ready? Quiz question 1.
up in this context?
Is it option A? The movie removed all unnecessary elements of the set after the awards ceremony was over.
Option B. The movie experienced a major victory, winning a high amount of awards, money, or success.
Or option C. The movie failed to win any major awards despite being highly nominated in every category.
Go ahead and pause the critique here if you need a moment to think about what cleaned up means.
All right, the correct answer is...
Option B.
That's right. The movie cleaned up by winning a huge amount, demonstrating total domination, just like that sports team example.
Okay, next one. Quiz question 2. She beat out hundreds of qualified applicants to finally get the executive position at the large company. What did she do to the competition? Option A. She chose to partner with the best applicants to jointly share the demanding executive role.
Option B. She defeated the other applicants in the rigorous competition or selection process.
Or option C. She avoided all conflict by deliberately withdrawing her application before the final round.
Feel free to pause here if you need to think about the meaning of beat out.
The correct answer is option B. She beat out the competition.
Meaning she defeated them in that tough selection process, just like beating out classmates in that spelling bee.
Perfect. On to question 3. I decided to splurge on a new high-specification laptop for my demanding work. What did the speaker do?
Was it option A? The speaker found the least expensive laptop available and purchased it to save money?
Option B. The speaker spent a lot of money on something expensive, special, or luxurious for themselves.
Or option C, the speaker was compelled to spend money on an essential item, but felt deep regret immediately after.
If you need a moment to consider the nuance of splurge on, go ahead and pause the critique now.
And the answer is option B.
Yes, to splurge on something means spending a lot on something special that implies luxury and enjoyment, like that expensive coffee or the high-spec laptop.
All right, question 4. If you don't commit seriously to studying, you might wind up failing the crucial final exam. What is the predicted consequence?
Option A. You might end up in a difficult or unexpected situation, such as failing the test unexpectedly.
Option B. You will surely and immediately achieve the highest possible score on the crucial final exam.
Or option C. You will be deliberately prevented from sitting the final exam by the university's academic staff.
Take a moment to think about where you might wind up if you don't study. Feel free to pause.
The correct answer is option A.
Yes, to wind up somewhere means to end up in a situation, often unexpectedly, like failing that test or winding up at that Italian restaurant.
Okay, question 5. He is currently going through a lot of intense personal stress at his demanding new job. What is he experiencing?
Option A. He is actively avoiding and successfully navigating around a difficult or stressful situation.
Option B. He is experiencing or suffering a difficult situation or very challenging period of time.
Or option C. He is rapidly completing the most difficult parts of the challenge before anyone else begins.
Pause here if you need to think about what he is going through.
The answer is
Option B. That's it. When he is going through stress, he is suffering a difficult, sustained period. It emphasizes endurance.
Let's do question 6. We are planning a romantic weekend getaway to a quiet cabin in the mountains. What is the purpose of the trip?
Is it option A? It is a forced, permanent relocation to escape from overwhelming financial debts and liabilities.
Option B. It is a short, relaxing holiday or vacation taken to escape from the daily life and routine.
Or option C. It is a major business conference held in a remote location to attract wealthy investors.
Take a second to think about the purpose of a getaway. You can pause here.
And the correct answer is option B. A getaway is a short, relaxing break from your routine.
Like that romantic weekend trip or the ideal beach house vacation.
Okay, almost there. Question 7. Instead of buying a frozen meal, she decided to bake a delicious apple pie entirely from scratch. How did she make the pie?
Option A. She used a highly processed, pre-made apple pie mix that required only minimal effort to finish.
Option B. She created or made the item from the very beginning without using any pre-prepared ingredients.
Or option C. She followed a complicated recipe that required her to use many strange and unusual cooking ingredients.
Feel free to pause if you need to think about what making something from scratch entails.
The correct answer is option B.
Of course. Making something from scratch means starting from the very beginning with just the raw materials, like baking that pie or making fresh pasta.
Last one. Question 8. You need to be very careful with your jokes because the boss is feeling a bit touchy today. What is the boss's mood like?
Option A. The boss is feeling highly cheerful and is eager to share personal and informal jokes with the team.
Option B. The boss is easily upset, sensitive, or quickly offended by minor small things.
Or option C. The boss is acting cautiously, attempting to avoid accidentally offending any member of the team.
You can pause here one last time to consider what it means to be touchy.
And the correct answer is option B. If the boss is touchy, they are easily offended.
Exactly, which is why you need to be careful with your jokes.
So we've covered 8 really powerful, nuanced phrases today: to clean up, to beat out, to splurge on.
To wind up, to go through, get away, from scratch, and touchy.
And the key actionable takeaway here is to really focus on integrating these specific terms into your daily conversations.
For sure. When you replace a general word like win or buy with these more targeted phrases, you just elevate your fluency so much. You convey the exact context and emotion you want.
And challenging yourself to use language with this level of nuance is, it's really the best way to move closer to that native level fluency.
It's what makes your English sound truly advanced.
We look forward to hearing how you implement these phrases, and of course, we invite you to submit your future practice material back in for more feedback.
Until next time.